All right, y'all. We are live on this beautiful, kind of cloudy Sunday morning. Blessings to everybody. In the name of Jesus, the Messiah, I pray everybody is super blessed. Hope everyone's having a great weekend. We're going to do some Sunday TA, talk about the corn, talk about some other assets. Make sure to like the video, guys. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. As usual, if we can get 750 likes, we'll be doing a $500 giveaway, guys. All right, y'all. Just making sure we still have audio here. Do we have audio? Let me know. 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 Let me know in the YouTube chat. Do we still have audio? Because something just happened on my end. And so let me know in the chat. Do we have audio? I don't know. Cool. Shout out to Trade Against the Machine. We can hear you. Cool, cool, cool. All right, Big Rig. Jack the Puss. Daniel. All right, awesome, guys. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. All right, so let's go over this Bitcoin stuff, guys. As you can see, I am still short from Friday. Now, this short trade was a setup that we did give over here in the VIP Discord. We were looking for this short from this key level, as you can see right here, of $20,175.00. And we were specifically looking for bearish divergences on the 24-minute and down. And pretty much you can see that we came right up to that level. This is the USDT pair. But if we go over to the USD pair, this was the level that we hit that naked point of control, literally right there at $20,175. And when we got up to this level, what did we see on the 24-minute time frame? We saw something that will make any man jump for joy, okay? Which is this. We saw the price getting higher, right? Like this. And we saw, well, actually, we could take these lines from here, right? We saw a price getting much higher in a very short period of time. And this is the 24-minute time frame. We saw momentum come much lower. And we also saw the money flow on the 24-minute time frame getting much, much lower here too. And what this is something called the coveted uneven butt cheek pattern. Okay, now there's a girl out there I know, and you guys might know her too, especially if you follow the channel. She's a party girl, right? She's a party girl. She's the kind of girl who will be out at the club. She'll have a few too many, and she'll be dancing around on the tables, on the bar. But here's the thing, okay? We can see right here on Market Cipher B that the butt cheeks are kind of, well, how do we say it? If we turn off our indicator right here, we can see clearly that the butt cheeks are upside down. And that leads me to another attribute of this woman, which is the fact that sometimes she does actually hang upside down from the rafters on the ceiling. And when she does, everybody is drawn to the fact that on the left side, her gluteus maximus is quite large. On the right side, it's quite small. Now, this shows us a sign of weakness, okay? We all know that if you're, especially if you're into weightlifting like I am, if you're trying to squat, if you're trying to deadlift, and your glutes are looking like this. Why? There's something wrong. There's an imbalance, all right? And that will lead to an injury, all right? Think about it, just the laws of physics. How long can this type of anatomy support from the knees this amount of weight from the ceiling? Not very long. And from that point onward, it led to a drop, which is how we were able to get into the trade. So shout out to everybody who did take the trade over in the VIP Discord, because from that point, again, guys, when you have a planned trade, right, a planned level, a planned confirmation equals a very good win rate for the trade, right? We had our planned level, $20,175, tap right into that level to the dollar. Can you believe that? And then we come down from there. So, what is going to be happening next for Bitcoin? Okay, I honestly have a few ideas of what we can expect. Now, we have to understand everything that is happening right now within the context of the more macro markets. Okay, the more macro markets. I call it the triple M, baby. All right, triple M. Now, speaking of working at McDonald's, because of all this crypto stuff, we have to start thinking about the triple M. We have to be looking at the dollar. Okay, now this is the dollar. Something very interesting is happening to the dollar. Now, it's no surprise to everybody that the dollar has been pumping like crazy, especially when we're looking at the Forex markets in general, right? We saw something crazy happen with the Great British Pound, all right? Hitting some very significant lows. Now, the dollar, we have this type of candle which we have not had in a very long time on the weekly DXY. If this this purple candle right here, okay, this purple candle, and let's actually I'm going to come down to a very low time frame here. This candle on the DXY, okay, being so, and it's already closed, right? It's already a closed candle. This is actually the first bearish candle that we have seen close like this on the week in a very long time. In fact, when was the last time we even saw a candle like this? A red candle. I mean, pretty much we have not seen that since the top of the bull market for crypto, the whole way up that crypto's been dumping. We have not seen a bearish candle like this on the dollar. So this is something to keep in mind. But besides this bearish candle on the dollar, we can see, especially if we go to the monthly time frame, that the dollar is at a high that we have not seen the dollar at this price level index points since April of 2002. And the next major resistance for the dollar is not going to come in until we get to those September 11th all-time highs, right? And I want you to notice something here. When we come up to these all-time highs, okay, we have two things that could happen to the dollar. Number one, potential chickens drinking water, okay? That does mean that we have an opportunity here to get a rejection. Number two that we have up here at around $122 points. I don't know. We're talking about the dollar, measuring it against the dollar, right? Kind of silly when you think about it. But what do I know? This isn't financial advice, and I don't know anything, especially not about trading or finances. But we are coming up to the 1-to-1 Fibonacci extension right above this high. So this is a very important area for the dollar because we know that when the dollar pumps, all other assets that are measured against the dollar drop in price because we're measuring everything against the yardstick of the dollar, right? So if the dollar is getting more valuable, then assets that we are measuring against the dollar will get less valuable, at least on paper. We know in reality, the value of things are not necessarily just what they are on paper. It's intrinsic value, right? Intrinsic value, things that have value because of what they are, not because of what we see on a chart. But we do know that the value of Bitcoin and other types of crypto coins will go up if the dollar starts to go down. So this, honestly, this weekly candle, and even so, this is the monthly candle, right? The month of September. Okay, we're about to go into the month of October. Is that weekly close was not looking so strong, right? Potentially now this is setting us up for some bearish divergences to form on the dollar. As we see our good friend, she had a little bit too much to drink. You know, other people have had a little bit too much to drink, don't really necessarily know how to handle their dollars, how to handle their dollars out in public, you know? And so these are some things we need to be aware of as we are watching Bitcoin and other crypto assets, because the truth is, okay, not that I ever try not to tell the truth on this channel, right? But the thing is, guys, we have been trading for Bitcoin within this range for a very, very long time, since June. And so one of two things has to happen, all right? We are either going to break out of this range to the upside, or we are going to get a move to the downside. Groundbreaking, I know. So for that kind of groundbreaking news and technical analysis, make sure to subscribe to the channel. But here's what I'm really getting at. If we are going to have another big move down, so far along the way down, we have had range that ranges for a while and then breaks down. Range for a while, break down, right? We've seen it from November, where we range for a while, we break down. We range for a while, break down. Range for a while, break down. Range for a while, break down. It's happened 6 times. Now we're in this massive range. This is the longest range that we have been in throughout this entire bear market. And every time that we get a move to the downside, it's between 20 and 30%, which will put us, if we get another breakdown here, let's say we come down another 25%, just on average, that is going to bring us down to a $13,000 Bitcoin. Okay? Now, why am I even going down this road here? Because $13,000 Bitcoin is not just another 25%, but it is key support because of these areas that we see right here. Okay, this is a key support resistance flip. And so if we're seeing that the dollar continues to pump up, all right, and we're starting to get to those 2001 not all-time highs, but those 2001 highs, and we also see Bitcoin coming down to key support, this is where we really need to be watching out to see, could that be actually a real bottom, okay? Other things we have to watch out for, guys, is the S&P 500, right? These traditional markets. We can see that on Friday, the S&P 500 closed extremely bearish. In fact, we did get a chickens drinking water bounce from right down here, and that gave us a nice little move on Wednesday, up about almost 3% on the S&P 500, but now we are losing that level. And so what we need to be aware of on the S&P 500 is we are coming down also to key areas of support. We are coming down to the golden pocket from the March 2020 dump to that all-time high. And so if we start to see key support, or potentially right here, there are other supports we have to be aware of for S&P 500, right? If the week opens and the S&P 500 is finding support at 3503, there's a really good chance that Bitcoin could find support around that 17K-ish area, and we get our move up from there, right? That's a real good possibility, because we can just clearly see that 3500 S&P 500, 3500 S&P 500 level 100 is an important support resistance flip. It's the value area low of the entire move to the upside that we have had, including this retracement. Right, so that is one possibility. But if we come lower, we need to be watching for these lower areas of support. Now, just looking at the weekly on the S&P 500, it looks like crap, man. It looks so bearish. Money flow getting lower on the weekly after putting in multiple drives of bearish divergence. Momentum getting lower, crossing into the purple. It's pretty bearish looking. So, we just have to be aware that things look bearish, but if we're going to be looking for longs on crypto, we want to be seeing the S&P 500 also hitting support. We want to see the dollar showing signs of weakness, because that is going to give us our major moves. So, like, one of the juiciest long trades that we have taken over here in the VIP Discord. And by the way, if you do want to join the VIP Discord, you can go to patreon.com/Jason Casper. But the long trade from 18,555, extremely juicy. When we came down to 18,555, all right, and we had been waiting for that trade for a long time, the 18,555 setup. Oh man. Oh yeah. Well, this is what we were waiting for. We were waiting to dip below 18,555 with bullish divergences. This happened on September 7th, guys. On September 7th, all right, this is the setup given on the 6th. The move happened on the 7th. Look at what happened to the dollar on September 7th. All right, let's just take a look at what happened on September 7th to the dollar. July. Here we go, September 7th. Boom. Right? The dollar was finding resistance on September 7th. And it led to 5 days of downside. On September 7th, the S&P 500, what was happening to the S&P 500 on September 7th? Let's see if we can find out. Can we find out? Aha, boom. S&P 500 was finding support on September 7th, which led to, again, 5 days of upside. So Bitcoin on September 7th, that was the day right here, boom, September 7th. That's when we got this big move to the upside. So even if we're still going to continue to the downside, look at the long trade that we were able to take because of that massive confluence, a 23% move to the upside. Right, so even if this is still going to be a massive bear market continuing down, the whole world ends, the GDP of Europe is zero and soon to follow America, and everything just falls apart, there'll still be some good long trades to take along the way down, right? still some good trades to take along the way down. 25%, that is nothing to scoff at, right? And so, but one of these times it's going to be the bottom, right? One of these times it is going to be the bottom. So the two main things I'm looking at right now, S&P 500, coming down to this 3503 area, I will be looking for Bitcoin to come down and retest this $17,500 area for a nice proper retest showing that indeed this is support. And if S&P 500 is bouncing from that 0.5 fib level at 3,500 and Bitcoin is bouncing from 17,500, that could be a nice move to the upside. Now, if we lose 17,500 and if SPX loses that 0.5 fib, then I will be looking down for SPX to find support around 3150-ish in that golden pocket and Bitcoin to come down to that 13K area of support, right? These are my two scenarios for getting into longs. Shout out to Doug E. Lewis for the super chat. He says, mash the like buttons. That's right, guys. Mashed potatoes is a great side dish, especially if you're going to be eating some kind of fancy steak dinner with mashed potatoes and sauteed green beans, okay? Now, something else, guys, that we do need to be aware of is the fact that there is a chance that Bitcoin could simply get a move back to the upside here, right? It's kind of strange because we have, ever since this high up here, and then we put in a lower high at the Fibonacci golden pocket retracement, right? That was on September 13th. That was also, by the way, a trade setup given in advance here over in the VIP Discord, that golden pocket short, right? That golden pocket short, we were looking at it. We had a golden pocket. We had single prints that will be filled up there. And we were looking for our bearish divs, and that is what happened. We got that massive move to the downside from that golden pocket. Wow. That is just so dang bearish. But the profits are juicy, right? This is not the strongest looking thing in the world, the fact that we got that rejection from the golden pocket. And then again, we have not been able to come up above this very, very important high at 20,400. This is a very key level. It was resistance all throughout the end of August, and now it's been resistance since September 14th. We have not been able to come above that. But we have to also entertain the possibility that we could get more movement to the upside. And if that happens, what is our plan going to be? Right? Because we know right now, for me at least, my plan, if we get movement to the downside, I know that I'm going to be looking for longs at a retest of this low down here, and I'm going to be looking for longs around that $13,000 area, especially given the confluences that we're looking at on the S&P 500 and the DXY, right? But what if we just start to pump? That is a possibility. Price can do whatever it wants. Right? Well, in that case, obviously along the way up, I will be looking for short trades, but there are some very key levels that we need to be aware of. Whoops, that's not what I was actually looking to do. Before we get into those key levels, I do want to take a look at Market Cipher B quickly, because Market Cipher B on the weekly time frame still to me looks bullish. It still looks bullish, and we have been seeing bullish signs here that have not been playing out for quite some time. I have been bullish the past 2 weeks, to my shame and embarrassment on the internet as an internet YouTuber, shill, ByBit shill, leverage trade shill guy on here who leveraged 42x leverage short trades over here over on ByBit, okay? To my shame, I have been bullish for the past 2 weeks. But the reason is because Market Cipher, it doesn't really lie to me, right? And I see money flow getting higher. I see momentum getting higher here. I see the daily level. Let's go to the 3-day right now. The 3-day. Actually, the 3-day doesn't look so bullish anymore, does it? I was wrong about the 3-day, guys. But the 1-day, multiple drives of bullish divergence here on the 1-day. I do think there's the potential for a move to the upside. And here's something else that we really have to consider. Going along with the idea that we will retest this low at 17.5K, if we come down below 18,118 and 50 cents, 18,118 and 50 cents, that will give us the coveted uneven butt cheek pattern on the daily, which we did have right here, which led to a very big move to the upside. We also had that right down here, which did lead to a significant move to the upside as well, right? So the uneven butt cheeks on the daily, that is nothing to mess around with. So if we come lower, just be aware that the bullish divergences could really form on these high time frames like the daily, okay? And if I start to see that, and if this weekly is starting to give us another green dot and we see the VWAP on the weekly really starting to push up, I will actually then start to contemplate again coming all the way back to take out these highs and higher. I really will. I really, really will. Because I cannot get out of my mind the fact that the Bitcoin chart, it like historically, this is the indications that we are seeing on the weekly time frame historically has been the bottom of the bear market for the past 4 bear cycles. We have seen over and over again market Cipher B, money flow in the red, big Ben Armstrong green dot. At the end of the bear market, this marked the exact bottom, right? At the end of the 2015 bear market, this marked the exact bottom, this signal that we're getting right now. Even all the way back here in 2011, although money flow wasn't mature enough to fully develop, okay? But we have seen that, and now we're seeing that again right here as we retest the previous bull market all-time high. There's so much fear in the markets right now, guys. Everybody is expecting lower, and we need to come to this objectively and say, all right, those are the 2 words that we need to say, all right, and we could add a y'all after that too if you want. All right, y'all. We need to say, all right, y'all, we are at the bottom of a very, very large trading range, which is objectively support. And objectively speaking, the signs we're seeing on Market Cipher have been historically the bottom of the bear market, meaning we don't come any lower. Doesn't mean we pump right away. It just means we don't come any lower. Is it that crazy to think that we get a bounce from support and then make our way back up to here? That's not so crazy to think. And even if we are going to maintain in a bearish state of affairs here, then we also just have to realize that we have had a very large move to the downside. We have had a 73, 74% move to the downside. And not only that, but we have broken down from the large value area from the 2020 dump. Do you guys remember what happened in 2020? You guys remember what happened back then, right? So we had this dump. There was a lot of fear in the market. Everybody thought that the world was about to collapse and shut down. But what ended up happening? Boom. We saw a lot of things pump, right? We saw a lot of things pump, especially essential businesses. Not all you common people businesses who worked real hard to start a business and stuff. No, you guys don't count. But the big businesses, guys, the ones that are essentially arms of the government, they pumped, and we saw a lot of other things pump. Perhaps we're in a similar situation, right? It seems like the world is going to collapse. What if something crazy happens that causes one last dumperoni and then we see something similar, right? Well, anyway, my point here is if we start to get a move to the upside, it would not be a proper loss of support without a retest. Look at this, support in 2021. Support again in the summer of 2021. Support again in May 2022. Breakdown, massive drop. What if we see a proper retest now of resistance and then we get our move, another move to the downside? That could actually be another awesome opportunity to not only take a long from the low of support, but then also to take a short, because look at this. Not only is that the value area low, but also it is exactly the 382 Fibonacci retracement from the last major high that we put in back in March. And so potentially a really good like swing trade scenario in my mind would be fake out to the downside, massive move up, rejection from key resistance, and then maybe we come down to that 13K area, right? This is kind of like, these are ideas that I'm brewing on the back burner. Now, a lot of people come to the channel and they're like, Jason, you're such an idiot, man. You don't know anything. You suck at trading. You suck at life. You suck at YouTube. You're not even a good ByBit shill, okay? You're a pretty good Market Cipher shill, though, all right? Shout out to CryptoFace. Shout out to Market Cipher. Like, Jason, you can't predict anything. Well, here's the truth, guys. Nobody can predict the markets, in my opinion. But the only thing we can do is make a plan and think about multiple scenarios so that when these scenarios happen, we are prepared and ready, okay? Like the short trade that I'm in right now. I was prepared and ready for it way before price even got there, right? We were $1,000 below the price of the trade. I'm like, you know what? What if we pump? Then what would I want to do? I would short. That's how we get into shorts from the exact dollar, guys, right? That's how people always ask, how do I get these entries? How do I get the entry, right? Look at that, short from the exact high. How do I get the entry? It's because I sat there and I thought about it, right? I'm like, what if? What if? Trading is a whole bunch of what ifs. And then one of those what ifs is going to come into, into reality. And then you already know what you're planning to do, right? So it doesn't catch you off guard. When most people are flopping and groping, longing the crap out of this, thinking we're going to $120,000 million, right? I'm sitting here waiting for the short trade, right? Getting all bearish, getting all stoked on the shorts, man. Over the weekend, $3,500, that's not so bad, right? It's because I was prepared. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we're doing here. We're saying, look, there's a good chance we could find support down here. There's a good chance that the SPX could also find support right here, okay? And there's a good chance that the dollar is starting to show some signs of weakness. This weekly candle close looks kind of not so bullish, right? Maybe we're going to get some downside after a huge weekly pump like that. Maybe we'll come down and retest some of these lows here, right? We don't know. So if that starts to happen, what is our plan? Well, we have some plans here. We do. And that's, in my opinion, what makes a trader, a good trader, is the ability to have multiple potential scenarios already mapped out in their head, so that they have plans in the arsenal ready to go. So we're not flopping and groping and chasing price. Otherwise, that's a one-way ticket to Wreck City. Trust me, I tried to chase price. Okay? I tried to chase price. And I don't even have my camera on right now, but my glasses are always crooked. Even when I'm not showing my face, my glasses are crooked, okay? Because this is not financial advice. And I forget what I was even going to say here. But make sure to like the video, guys. We have 400, almost 500 people in here. We only have 100-something likes, man. Shout out to Ron P., who is a flopper and a groper. We've all been there. We've all flopped and groped, right? We've all flopped and groped. So shout out to MTMD, who is responding to TA Ace, who's saying that Link will pump in about 9 hours. Okay, guys. TA Ace says Link will pump in 9 hours. Trust him. Okay, so TA Ace, if Link pumps in 9 hours, I want to have you on my channel to interview you. All right. I would like to do that, man. I would like to do that. So, I'd like to do that. Drift the beats. You always see me in winning trades. What's my win rate? So, in all honesty, guys, my win rate is pretty high. It's pretty high. I take losses. You guys saw me took a loss last week. I post my losses in the Discord. I plan trades and trade them according to my plans. So, like, the thing is, it's very rare. And I know I mean, it's true. It's very rare. Anyone who actually has been trading the way that I trade for any length of time knows that if you have a plan to trade something with specific confirmations, like bearish divergence on the 24-minute time frame and down when we come to this level, there is a very low chance that this is going to not play out, right? There's a very, very low chance that this will not play out. Now, if you're only looking at levels of support and resistance and you're not waiting for any kind of confirmation, whatever you're waiting for, whether it be market cipher, or Orderflow, or whatever you're using, then the win rate gets much, much lower. But even still, you could just trade support and resistance with good risk management and still be profitable, in my opinion, because if you're just shorting the highs and longing the lows, that's still a pretty good win rate, in my opinion. But if you have these types of confirmations, it works out well. Now, here's the problem is people overtrade instead of waiting for very specific levels and very specific confirmations. People overtrade, especially if you're trying to scalp. That can honestly wreck you if you're not waiting for those good trade setups. That can wreck you. So scalping is a whole nother thing. But when we're looking at the medium-term time frames, the 12-minute, the 24-minute, the 1 hour, these trades very rarely do not play out, right? Very rarely. Those are the kind of trades I hold without a stop loss and risk more because they very rarely don't play out, right? But I'm not saying this to be braggadocious in any way, because I guarantee you, and I know, I am not even close to the best trader in the world. I'm not even close to the best trader in my own Discord. But I'm saying this because it is a system that anybody can follow, but the hardest part is actually following the system, right? The hardest part is actually following the system and sticking to it. Because trust me, if you had a plan to take a short from, let's say you had a plan to take a short from here, okay? This is actually this used to get me wrecked all the time, okay? Let's say you had a plan to short from this white line, and then price doesn't get to your white line and then starts to dump. There's such a huge temptation to now FOMO into a short. Okay? There's a huge temptation for that. And typically, when you are taking a trade because you think that we didn't hit the level you were waiting for and now that's it, it's going to front run your level, that is where you are going to get wrecked. Okay? That is where you are going to get wrecked. Now, in this case, you would not have gotten wrecked. But here's the thing. Doing that will make you a lot of money sometimes, but most of the time that will get you wrecked. So what we have to do is we have to learn how to identify entries, right? Let's say we were going to short, just as an example, let's say that we were going to short from this level up here, which I was going to do. I was waiting for a little bit higher to take a short from this area, but if you've been following my channel, you know that I actually did get into a short from this area here. And the reason is because there was another entry that presented itself at these highs, right? So if we know we're getting near support and resistance and our exact level doesn't get hit, then what we can do is we can sit back and say, okay, my level didn't get hit. This might be a legitimate rejection. Is there another entry that will present itself that will give me the opportunity to get into a trade, right? And in this case, there were multiple opportunities to get into a trade after, first of all, the first opportunity was this, where we had the bearish divergence putting in this high with the money flow and the momentum coming down on the 12-minute. That is, for me, a short pretty much all the time. The second opportunity to get into a trade here was the retest of the Fibonacci golden pocket that we got right here. So we put in our initial high, we put in our first low, then we came back and we rejected right from the 786, that pocket in between the golden pocket and the 786, with continuation of bearish money flow and momentum. And not only that, even on the 1 minute time frame, when we came up to that area, if we can go back in time here, let's see if we can go back in time here. Let's see. Okay. Oh, there we are. Oh, too far. On the 1 minute time frame, right, as we came to put in that that rejection from the golden pocket, we're also now getting the 1 minute time frame showing us bearish trigger waves, money flow getting lower. And if I'm not mistaken, we might have even seen some absorption here on an order flow chart. So, you know, we have to just understand, like, when we are trading, we have to wait for an entry to present itself, right? Doesn't mean we have to catch the exact top and the exact bottom. We just have to wait for an entry to present itself for us, and then we can take that entry. If we're not waiting for the entry, that's where we're going to get wrecked, right? And by the way, if you want to learn this stuff, you can check out the course at jasoncaspertrading.com. There's a 25% discount in the pinned comment of all my videos. In fact, I forget, we might even still have a 35% discount. We also have the Orderflow course. There's a 15% discount on this. You could even check out the preview for free. Learn.jasoncaspertrading.com if you're interested in Orderflow and all that kind of stuff. And this is the course that me and Boyan put together. Boyan is a great trader in the Discord. By the way, shout out to Boyan. These are Boyan's chickens, by the way, everyone. See, in order to be a trader in the Jason Casper Discord, you have to have chickens. I'm just kidding, but these are Boyan's chickens. So shout out to Boyan's chickens over here, drinking their water, eating their chicken food, right? Pecking around. Beautiful birds, Boyan. Shout out to you, my friend. I think you have beautiful chickens. Okay? I do. I think you have beautiful chickens. So, all right. Wow. Wow. We've covered a lot. We've covered a lot here, guys. So, yeah, so Bitcoin getting some kind of a pump right here, right now, on the 1 minute time frame. Let's go to the 1 hour time frame. Let's just kind of look at this here. It looks like we are about to print a green dot in the 1 hour. Interesting enough, throughout the weekend, we've seen some pretty bullish divergences, even on the 24-minute time frame, that have not really played out. So I don't really know why they have not played out. I would personally like to see lower. That is what I would like to see. And if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. Yeah, that's right, Drifter Beats. Boyan does have some pretty meaty-looking chickens right there for sure. Okay, could we take a look at Chainlink? Yeah, we could take a look at Chainlink. Shout out to Thor in the house. Shout out to Crypto Yacht. Are we long on the dong? I'm not, man. I'm only short, but you know what? If anyone did long this, then good, I guess, because we do have 12-minute uneven butt cheeks. They're not uneven butt cheeks, but it is an anchor trigger wave, so let's see if we can get some pumpage here. And if anyone did long this right now, I mean, that's a 0.37% move, 0.4% move, which honestly could be some good money depending on your leverage and capital, right? All right, I'll take a look. I will take a look at good old Chainlink. Let's take a look at it, right? I'm going to take a look at Chainlink here. All right, let's take a look. What do we got going on here? We got ourselves a range, just like lots of other crypto coins. We got ourselves a range. I'm going to go to a different exchange here. Let's go to good old Binance. Okay? Let's mark out some areas of support and resistance here. Let's see what we got to play with, right? Let's see what we got going on. So, interesting. I do have to say. Okay? That's the word I say when I don't know what the heck I'm talking about. Oh, interesting. All right, so we hit that. Shout out to Manuel, by the way, who says, I want to thank you for everything you are doing here. You have made me a successful trader. God bless you, my man. Greetings from Austria. God bless you, too. God bless you, too, bro. Thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate that. So, okay, I do have to say that link on the monthly time frame, Market Cipher B, has a green dot. So that is bullish, actually. That's super bullish. Let's go to the weekly. The weekly looks bullish, too, actually. The weekly looks pretty bullish as well. Yeah, the weekly actually looks pretty bullish, too. I want to mark out some key areas of support and resistance right here. That's the weekly. Let's go to the daily. All right. So if Link breaks out, that would be an anomaly, right? That would be an anomaly. Let's take a look at this here. Let's take a look at this here. Okay, okay, okay. All right. Okay, all right, okay. So just marking out some areas of support and resistance that we need to be aware of. All right, now let's pull out some fibs. All right, so Chainlink is currently finding support at the local Fibonacci golden pocket retracement here. Getting a bounce from it. Ooh. That is pretty nice here. Wow. Okay, so Chainlink, man, is getting a bounce from a local golden pocket from right down here to right up here. All right, let's not forget this. We're going to have to keep this golden pocket on the chart. Keep your golden pocket on the chart is one of the main pieces of life advice that I think, non-financial, of course. Daily time frame looking a little bit bearish here. Bearish divergences, momentum and money flow getting lower. Okay. Below, underneath the value area high of the range. Right? We're underneath it. Now, just speaking in probabilities, I'm not looking at anything else here, but just speaking in probabilities, it's probable that we do come down to test the high volume node at $7.66. That is probable. And if that happens, that's a very important area of support that I would absolutely be interested in taking a long trade from, because it lines up nicely with that golden pocket there. Let's take a look at some other potential fibs here. Okay, so this was interesting. We came up, found resistance at the resistance golden pocket. Chickens drink water, bearish divergence on the daily for a pretty big rejection to the downside. So let's go to our 4 hour and see what we can see here. 4 hour bullish divergence. Ever so slight here. Potential bullish divergence on the 4 hours, not confirmed yet. Let's go to the 1 hour. 1 hour, we do have bullish divergences on the 1 hour time frame as we come down to an area of support, which is a Fibonacci golden pocket. Okay, we have snake eyes, bullish divergence forming right here on the 1 hour. Let's go to our 12-minute, actually 24-minute first. Potential bullish divergences here. Yeah, potential bullish divergences here for sure. Let's see something here. That was 7 hours. We've been chilling down here for about 5 hours. Okay, so we are at support, and we do have some bullish signs here. We even have bullish div on the 12-minute time frame. Money flow getting higher. So we could see a move to the upside right now on Link. Absolutely. We're at support, and we have bullish divergences across multiple time frames. Yeah, we could see a big move up for Link. Absolutely. We could see that. Yeah, even this looks pretty, the 2 hour looking pretty dang nice, actually. 2 hour looks pretty nice. Yeah, 2 hour looks pretty good for Chainlink, I'd have to say. At a golden pocket with all these bullish divs, That looks pretty good, right? That looks pretty good. I would say a juicier level that I would be interested in longing would be this this level down here at $7.06, which would be another, from where we're at right now, another 3%, 3.5% to the downside. Yeah, so what I would love to see for Chainlink would be a bounce up like this, then another move down, which could potentially give us some bullish divs, some nicer looking bullish divs on the 4 hour. But I do have to say, this technically is a bullish div on the 4 hour forming right now. Yeah, cool. So Chainlink looking like we could get a move to the upside here. Juiciest level I see for a long on Link would definitely be this $7.06 level, just because it's such a massive confluence. Although this is the local golden pocket, so if this was a significant higher low, right? Our low, our high, our higher low, our higher high, this would be a great place to look for another higher low. Let's put on the local 786. Okay. I really, really would prefer to come down to this area here. But this is definitely a viable and understandable trade, because if we're assuming that that the low is in here, right, this is a very good setup, because we only have to risk 2%, and if we're targeting a higher high, we're talking about a 9-to-1 risk reward ratio. Even if we just long it right here, we're risking 2% to gain 19%, right? And then if that trade gets stopped out, we would look down to the next level to basically risk 2% to gain 23%. So these are definitely a good, nice area to be looking for longs on Link. Of course, none of this is financial advice, and I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not in a Link trade right now, so. But yeah. So shout out to TA Ace. Shout out to TA Ace. How long will the bear market last? I don't know. I really don't know. Maybe another year, 1 to 2 years. I don't know. It depends. It depends when the high was. If it was in April of 2021, then, maybe another. Who knows? I have no idea. I have no idea. Shout out to Smoking Joe X, man. Long time. Good to see you here, bro. Good to see you here. Shout out to Memory Man, by the way. Shout out to Surface 9. So we have bullish CBD on Coinalize. Let's check it out. Oh man, I gotta log in here to my Coinalize. Looks like it's not doing so hot here. Wow, yeah, would you look at that? We pretty much have bullish CBD throughout this whole way. Then yeah, that would absolutely make me consider a long before 18.1 for sure. I have areas that I'm looking to long from that are before that level, but those are more so on a day trading perspective. But yeah, the fact that we have bullish CBD forming here from September 28th to our present day, that's a really good point, Surface 9. Thank you so much for bringing that up. Perhaps a CDW into the 18.8 with the daily open. So let's check that out, actually. Let's go to the daily. Let's go to the daily open here. 18.8. Yeah, so we do have the potential to CDW this 18.8 level here. Absolutely, we do. Absolutely, we do. Absolutely, 100%. This is an area where the chickens could absolutely drink from, especially if we get something like this. You know, where this 1 hour green dot brings us up a little, and then we come down and do something like that, and we see something like this. That could be a very, very nice potential long as well. Where for this one, we would target back to the highs. So that's 11-1 risk reward. That could be pretty dang good. I mean, it depends on how, what if we, it depends on where that wick comes down. But yeah, that could also be a good potential trade. So shout out to Surface 9 for bringing that up. That's a good potential setup right there, in my opinion as well. So So Chemistry Bro says that the April high was for sure the high when looking at it from actual value, buying power, and sentiment. I agree. I actually agree with you, Chemistry Bro. I think that the April high was the high based on the dollar, based on the stock market. Yeah, I think that Bitcoin got a put in that bearish div when all the other markets were simply just getting a retracement. So yeah, I agree. But I'm not into timing the cycles like some people are with the halving and all that. So Profit Taker says that if something that starts with a N breaks out, right? I don't know if I'm allowed to say that on YouTube. I have no idea. There will be a liquidity crisis because if 80 to 90% of the population is lost, the purchasing power will weaken. Yeah, I honestly highly doubt that 80 to 90% of the population will be lost. I think that if these things are going to be used, I think they'll probably be more tactical and mostly will be used just to scare people and stuff. Not saying people aren't going to die from it. I think people will obviously die from it, but I don't think it's going to be like 80 to 90% like that. I think it's going to be more so just like events to use to like control and scare people more and control people much more. But in general, it'll probably be more tactical. But that's just my opinion, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. So if I'm ever around one of those, I hope I'm like pretty close, either really close to it or really far from it. I don't want to be in the middle where I like grow like nipples all over my face. I don't want that. Do you have to have premium trading view to get my charts? I'm not sure, the crypto killers. I actually don't know the answer to that question. I'm pretty sure you could do it with the most basic trading view. You just might have too many templates and you might have to delete one if you want to import my chart. Yeah. All right, guys. I do have to head out. It's a Sunday. I've got a lot of stuff to do because, it's a busy week. Yom Kippur is coming up, and then it'll be Sukkot. So got a lot of stuff to do. But I do pray everyone is super blessed. And make sure to like the stream, guys. Make sure to like the stream. We only have 200 likes. We have 500 people in here. Make sure to give it a big old like. I'm going to count to 7. And on the count of 7, everyone like the video. 1, 7. Like the video. Cool. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Well, I do pray everyone's super blessed. And so receive this blessing. The purpose of this blessing is that the God, the creator of everything, would place his name upon you and bless you. I'm going to say it in Hebrew because I love Hebrew, and it goes like this. Yavarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha ya'er Adonai panav alecha v'chunecha yisa Adonai panav alecha v'yasem lecha shalom b'shem Yeshua HaMashiach Elohei Yisrael, which in English means, may the Lord bless you, may he protect you, may he shine light upon you, may he have grace upon you, and may he turn his face towards you and give you wholeness and peace in the name of Jesus the Messiah, the God of Israel. Amen. Peace, y'all. See you in the next one.